Today, I'm going to explain why I believe Creative Team is coming to the Madden franchise game mode. I have a very good feeling on why that is, and I will explain throughout today's video. Also, because of some things I've heard from some other people, all of it just meshes together so well, which has led to me having this epiphany to the point where I want to explain why I think 95% sure Creative Team will finally be coming back to the Madden franchise game mode in Madden 23. Yes, not Madden 22, Madden 23. And I'll explain completely why I think this is the case throughout today's video. So hopefully guys do enjoy and find it informative. And if you do, make sure to smash a huge thumbs up. Also guys, make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't. We're trying to hit 1 million subs by the end of the year. A lot of you that watch the videos, is normally like 60 to 70% of you that watch every single video aren't subscribed. So if like 70% of you that watch this video subscribed, would be like 100k closer to 1 million. So make sure to take that millisecond it takes to click that subscription button if you haven't. Also guys, make sure to check out the other channels I've been uploading on. Samuel Brown Franchise channel, the RBTV channel, a ton of stuff being uploaded to those channels, so you can always find the link to those, so you can go and subscribe by clicking the links in the description box below. And also, we're giving away next gen console once we do hit 50k on both Twitter and Instagram. So if you haven't followed me on my social medias, also you can click the link to those in the description box below. Like, I feel like this is a conspiracy theory video, but it's just not. It's not. Hear me out. Hear me out. Now let's begin. You guys know I'm an avid player of the FIFA franchise as well. I've been playing FIFA religiously for the past probably 6 years. I've actually played more FIFA on my own for fun than I have Madden. So as I've progressed Madden throughout the years and the additions they've made, the improvements they've made to the game, and maybe the mistakes they've made throughout the years, and I've also been able to compare that to the improvements they've made throughout FIFA at the same time. And what I've noticed throughout the past 5, 6, 7 years, it always seems like, because obviously EA Sports makes both FIFA and they make Madden, it seems like they use each other to piggyback off the other. So one year, one of the games will introduce a game mode or a new feature or just something new about the game, and if it goes over really well and it's a possibility, they always implement it in the other game the next year. And it's something that I've picked up for a very long time now. It's never like an identical feature, but it's very similar, because obviously you can't implement the same exact things for a soccer game compared to an American football game. But it's a very similar concept each time they decide to implement that feature into the game, because it worked on either FIFA or Madden the previous year. Examples: the first ever story mode, like a career mode, came on FIFA. It was called The Journey. Alex Hunter. It was the first full story mode, playable story mode in an EA Sports career mode ever. It was actually super dope, and a lot of people loved it, loved the storyline. Fine, it was something completely new we've never seen. And what happens the very next year? That's when we get Longshot into Madden. I think it was 18 or 17 was the first year we got Longshot, but it was the year after they released the same exact concept but for FIFA, because it went over so well. And after that, every year they had Alex Hunter The Journey, they had Longshot, and when they both came out at the same exact time, because they piggyback every single season. Now, what else have they piggybacked off of each other? Well, the draft mode. The first ever draft mode actually, I believe, came on Madden, and then it went crazy. Everybody loved the whole MUT draft, the draft champions game mode, that the following year, they implemented that into FIFA Ultimate Team to give you a FUT draft. Everybody loved that game mode, and that's the time FIFA took something from Madden and implemented it into their game mode. And now FUT Draft is one of the most popular game modes in the FIFA franchise. Once again, another instance where Madden and FIFA piggyback off each other. What else did they piggyback off on? Weekend League. Weekend League was released first into FIFA. I believe it's FIFA 17 or 18, and it went over pretty well. I think that was the start of the demise of all these Ultimate Team game modes. That was like, it was already bad, but once the Weekend League competitiveness came out in everybody, it got worse and less enjoyable for a casual player, despite this wants to play for fun and not competitive. But it came out in whatever version of FIFA it was. What happened the next year? They added MUT Champions into Madden Ultimate Team, the first ever Weekend League into Madden. You guys see the trend? They always add in the good features to the other game. It just always happens. They're both EA's baby, so obviously they're gonna work together and do what works best for both freaking games. It doesn't stop there. They added in the Volta game mode after the Alex Hunter The Journey story mode was taken out the game. And it was like kind of a combination of a story mode, kind of like the journey and like long shot, but also a little bit more kind of non-competitive, just casual arcadey play. It was a combination of that. Then what did we get like the next year after Volta was released? There was no more long shot. We got Face of the Franchise. It doesn't stop. It doesn't stop. And for the longest time, now this is the only one that didn't get implemented like the year after. FIFA's always had pro clubs, which is a really fun way to play with all your friends at once. And there was never that sort of option in Madden Ultimate Team unless it was like MUT squads until they added the Yard, which the Yard was a huge flop, but it's sort of a similar concept, like a play with the friends type of game mode as they have in FIFA Pro Clubs. Now this is where things get absolutely insane. We all know that last year Madden Franchise mode got literally nothing added to it until we all had this huge outcry, got fixed Madden Franchise, trending globally #1 in the entire world. So from that point, until we actually all made a huge fuss over on Twitter and made the thing freaking trending over everything else happening in the world, like the #1 thing in the entire world trending was the freaking Madden Franchise game mode. That shows you how wild it was. Obviously, they added things throughout the year, but what's crazy is even though we got literally nothing in franchise mode last year until they came out with the updates, FIFA Career Mode was completely overhauled. FIFA Career Mode is my favorite game mode in any sports game, and they added more to Career Mode last year for FIFA 21 than what they did like the prior 5 years combined. What are we getting this year? We're getting more added to franchise mode than what we've gotten the past like 5 years combined. It keeps on happening, and that's why I believe right here, if we swap over to this screen, that's why I believe Madden 23 will finally have a creative team feature. It's probably the most asked feature we've had for Madden in the past 10 years. Ever since they've taken it out, everybody's like, why don't we have creative team? That's been the #1 most asked feature. And in FIFA 22 Career Mode this year, Create a Club is coming to FIFA 22. And if it follows the same exact trend as what we've seen over the past 5, 6, 7 years, we should be getting a Create a Team type of feature. I might be worded differently, it might be called something else, but some sort of Create a Team feature in Madden 23 Franchise Mode. The stuff I've been hearing behind the scenes as well, I can't say who said what or what's been said, but what I can say is obviously we've already seen Madden Franchise Mode has taken a massive step forward, a bigger step forward this year than it has the past 5, 6, 7 years combined. But what I've heard is that there's going to be even a bigger step forward taken for Madden 23 in its franchise mode. So if we're already getting so much this year to franchise mode, and we're already expecting that Madden 23 is going to be more and better than what we get for Madden 22 franchise, when it already seems like it's more than what we've had the past 5 years, that can only mean there's some major things dropping in the next year's Madden franchise mode. I mean, this is nothing confirmed, but I'd literally be willing to bet like thousands of dollars that we're going to have some sort of creative team, because it's been something we've been asking for so long, and it's finally coming to FIFA. I think we're going to have it next year. I saw somewhere where it was a creative stadium as well, because they had creative stadium sort of in Ultimate Team last year, so I wouldn't have been surprised if they had that for career mode. I think I saw that somewhere. It might just be a rumor. I'm not confirming that, but I think creative stadium is coming as well. But just the fact that we should be able to create our own NFL team, not just any like unnecessary relocation, just new teams or new cities you can relocate to. No, full on creating your team. Hopefully we'll see how in-depth this actually is. It hasn't completely came out. As you see, you can see a tweet right here. As you see, it does say the full reveal is coming soon, so we haven't got every little detail about this, but as you see, live out your football dreams in FIFA 22 Career Mode as you create a club and lead them from relegation candidates to global giants, and enjoy an overhauled player career experience that gives you more ways to progress, achieve, and immerse yourself in your pro's journey through the game. So not only do I think Create a Team is going to be coming to Madden 23, I'd be willing to bet that Face of the Franchise after this year gets scrapped, and it's just a whole new player career, sort of like we saw previous Maddens, like that everybody loved the Superstar mode, but just a million times better. But I really do think that this is pretty much confirmation that we'll get something similar to a creative team in Madden 23. I could be wrong. Hopefully I'm not wrong. Like, I'm just so excited, bro. I really think, like, especially with how Ultimate Team is going, you see all these laws coming out with Ultimate Team. The Ultimate Team game modes are making all these changes to try to adhere to these laws. I think EA's finally getting back up into a corner where they know that they've got to make the rest of the game good. And they have the capabilities to do so, they just have been so lazy. I think finally they're having to start taking the other game modes serious, and if you take EA with all the resources and the money they make and put that into an actual good, they try to make a good franchise mode, I do think the sky's the limit. It's EA, hopefully I'm not wrong, hopefully you guys won't be mad at me if I'm wrong, I think I'm right.